Welcome back to the Barrel Talk Podcast. This is episode 80. I'm joined with Nick Gwynn, talking some Coss today. How we doing?
What's up, man? Season 1 or season 17 in the books.
Interesting season.
Yeah.
Some highs, some lows.
Honestly, just a chaotic fucking
Yeah.
start to the year.
Start, well, it started out bad when we were at Garfield.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't great. Wasn't a great week 1.
No. Then it picked up in weeks 2 and 3.
Yeah. And then we had mayhem throughout the week. And then playoffs was honestly one of the weirdest playoff days ever.
Yeah. From my point of view, yeah.
Just a bunch of weird shit.
I just felt like because my team did sweep the playoffs, so we sat a lot. And I feel like there was
Yeah.
like a whole hour in between each series for us. At least
Yeah.
that's what it felt like. But definitely interesting playoff, still entertaining for sure,
Oh yeah.
but very interesting compared to what it is. But we also have never started this early compared to other summers.
Yeah, it's June and we're already done with the season, which
hmm
which never happened.
Yeah, but we can hop into season 17 because the awards were Priest winning another MVP, Maya winning
Makes
Rookie of the
sense.
Year, and then Elzar winning MIP.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of saw that. I think we saw that coming for Priest.
I think
Especially
after
just
week one, yeah.
yeah. I mean, 16-2 record. It's just kind of was a given. Um, I don't know. It was a little interesting because like Isaac was only one vote away. Like he was only had one less vote than Priest,
Yeah.
and some you could say that just by having you on the team with Isaac, it kind of hurt his chances a little bit. So
Yeah. I
could
mean,
you could have had Isaac winning it,
yeah.
but
I
you
think
know,
of all the people who like played last season, I think the top two, just out of people that played, were definitely Priest and Isaac.
mhm.
Even though like Isaac was my teammate, I think him and Priest were still like the two best players consistently throughout the weeks. And then yeah, I mean, I think it hurt both of our cases for winning MVP just being on the same team because neither one of us had to do anything crazy. We kind of both just played our roles. I mean, people say I took a step back. If anything, I was just playing my role out there for real. After week one, they say Corey take a step back. Nah, I'm just playing
Just
my
playing the
role,
role.
and it resulted in a ring. But yeah, I do think me and Isaac being on the same team definitely hurt both of our chances for sure on winning an MVP.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I think
Rookie of the Year was a given too.
Maya kind of just pulled ahead. I thought Tasia had a chance, but yeah, Maya just got it done.
It really looked like that was gonna be super competitive, but when DT got traded around twice,
Man, yeah, DT never really had a chance, honestly.
yeah, and then Maya was also really really good. I feel like she ran away with it, and
I mean,
then
she was picked in the first round
yeah,
in
now
this season,
she
so
went from a, was it a 4 or 3 tier
yeah, she was a
wise
4 to yeah.
to a 1, so that
So
was a huge jump.
yeah, so that makes sense. And then Alazar winning most improved, which I mean, you could have picked out of a hat who was going to win it. To be honest, I didn't think that anybody had a really strong case,
Yeah, it could have
honestly.
went a lot
But
of ways.
yeah, but Alazar played pretty well.
I think you could have easily went like Elzar, Connor, Isabel. I would say those are like top three through Solberg in there for sure.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's the award could have went to a lot of people. I think that's how MIP is just going as an award. It's really
Yeah,
just a bunch of people who do you think is just playing the best and who just gets the most votes because I feel like there's multiple people that can win it every season.
yeah. It's honestly, yeah, it's a lot of people can win it every season. It's usually pretty wide open. Sometimes it's just like what Sean had a really convincing one. Besides that, I don't remember if there's really many super convincing MIPs
No.
in the
I think the
past.
only given one was Sean.
Yeah.
And then Sean had sleeper MVP season where he
Oh
also
man.
lost by like 1 or 2 votes.
Yeah. That was that season
Man,
that he won
it's
MIP. He almost won MVP. So crazy. But
But
we can also you can also talk about, you can take your little talk right now for winning the championship.
I mean, we're just not surprised. I
The
mean,
champions. What was the team? Sandslingers.
Sandslingers,
There you go.
my guys. I'm getting a lot of hate right now for trying to just get this team back together so we can defend our chip, do the run back, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But I mean, I do think there was a little bit of a gap. We only had two close games, which is our second round first game, which we won like 21-19, and then our second game of the finals where we still won. But like we only had two close games, everything else was really a blowout. But I definitely think we probably had the most chem out of all the teams, for sure, in my opinion. And like we were also we had a positive energy compared to a lot of teams that a lot of teams didn't have. And I don't know. I felt like it wasn't shocking or surprising to me that we won. I mean, as soon as the team got put together, I felt like
Yeah,
we
we
were
we all kind
championship
of. I mean, you
level.
guys were the favorites right away, so
Yeah. We were
I
number
mean,
one, and then you
kind of.
guys were also 16-2.
Yeah, it's just a
So
great regular season, but like our only two losses were to you during the
yeah.
regular season. So,
And we had mainly just four losses, two legend and two to two sub teams that had didn't really have their full teams. But I mean, we swept the playoffs. Isaac Griffiths won MVP. I said on the pod before the season, putting the Griffith Cell to bed because it was never actually there in the first place. Put it to bed
it was a thing.
slightly, but I think people were overhyping it. I
I
think
don't
people were
think so.
overhyping
I
it.
don't think so at all. I think recency bias is blinding you.
I mean, that's my dog.
Oh, of course, I get it.
I mean now like he helped me get now I'm on a back to back, looking to three-peat. I mean, like I think the Griffo Cells put to bed, but later on when you talk about your team, I think there's another certain kind of cell in the league that needs to be talked about a little more. Because now it's been a consistent thing. But you can go ahead because we also got to show some love to Ham. Somebody we had number 9 on our power rankings. Last team. Really
Is
the
that
Miami Heat.
is that true?
Yeah.
Man,
I'm pretty sure we had him 8 or 9.
that
That's on
sucks.
us. That's on
Yes, it's
us.
just disrespectful, man.
Yes.
It's just
Super disrespectful.
disrespectful.
If Holden didn't make that clip about what you said about him and
Bro,
MIP,
that was so fucking funny. I'm so happy he made that edit. That
yes.
shit was hilarious.
And then he made another edit, them going to the chip. But gotta show love to this team because
No, dude, they played their fucking asses off.
yes, everybody was playing really, really well. And then so they beat Goon Squad in 3 games, first round.
Should have swept them.
Yes,
They
should
should have
have
swept
should have
them.
swept them. And then they go to play your team. And this is why I'm gonna give you the floor. Because in game 3, close out game, you guys had a 15-5 lead. What's going through your mind when you see them make that run and tie it up and go to the chip against y'all?
Dude, honestly, yeah, let me just go back. So
No,
what was
yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
What's going on through the mind of
I'm
Nick
gonna go
Wright?
through the whole series. So game
Mm-hmm.
one was honestly pretty routine for us. We had just come off a sweep of what I don't even remember what team it was. It was Sean's team. We just swept them. We were feeling good. They didn't get above 13 points in that first round. We were like, bam, we're feeling good. Game one, I think we beat them like 21-16 or something like that. I don't think it was super close. And then we hadn't played on the opposite side of the court yet since like week 2. So like, we were always playing on the good side of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, we had to play on that other side.
Mm.
Shit felt different. Shit felt bad right away. So that game two, we kind of got our asses kicked. I don't remember the score either for that one, but like just went bad. We get back on to game 3, got on the good side. Yeah, like you said, we're up 15-5. Everything was feeling good. We started up like 10-3, I think, as well. Like just crazy leads. And then, they just started not fucking up. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
They just started not fucking up, and we had Priest kind of throw it out of bounds a few times, hit into the net. I missed a bump that just went off to the right a little bit. It didn't get over. Um, you know, Haley was tiring out. She hit into the net once. Tasia hit a pass over my head that was just a little too high. I'm not 6 foot, so I just couldn't get it, and it was just one mistake after another. That was it. It was just the whole time. I didn't really think that they were going to do it until it was like 15-13. Like literally like the first 8 points, I'm sitting there like, all right, now like we're fine. And then they just like kept going. And Adam was playing insane. And Monty's playing out of his fucking mind. They're not letting any ball hit the ground. It was just tough, man.
Just couldn't stop the bleeding because
Could not stop the bleeding.
from my point of view, you guys definitely like kind of took it for granted. Obviously, when you have that big of a lead in like this kind of league, you expect people to just kind of not give up in a way, but like the game's kind of over at that point, especially in the playoffs when you get up that big to a good team like you guys, who's only
Yes,
lost
bro.
2 times all year.
Yeah, like you just think like it's over. We need 6 points to go to the championship.
And then I still thought it was over because the score was 16-10, and they went on a little run. I was like, okay, they got to 10, maybe they can put together some more shit. And then they got down 3, and then they got tied at 18s because somebody on your team hit the ball out. And I was like, now it's 0-0, like it's anybody's game now. And then they pulled it off. And Monty might have the best clip ever to come out of this league because of it.
That was funny.
Yeah.
No, dude, it was just
demise.
crazy. It was just crazy. And the whole time it wasn't like we were getting negative. Like literally, just the whole time they're going on that run, we're like, all right, like we're fine. We're saying it out loud. We're talking. It's just kept fucking up, and you could just tell as they're going because, like, bro, one thing about that team is they hit the ball super fast. We didn't have time to like get ourselves calmed down. They didn't like 1-2. They didn't bump set spike.
No.
They kind of just send it over into a good spot really quick. Adam hits the ball fast. Holden hits the ball fast. And just, you could tell we tired out. We couldn't cover all the ground that we had to. They're hitting like the middle, and like Priest is the only one that still has all the stamina to get to all those balls.
It was also just tough, like, because at the end of the day, like, it would be a long volley. Like, yes, you guys made some mistakes for sure, but like, it would be a long volley, and then they just hit a tough spot. Yeah. And then towards the end of that game, you go out.
Dude, bro, I felt it happen. So like I felt it happen early in the game, and Olivia said something on the sideline, and I heard her say something. I was like, damn, bro, I got in my head a little bit. But then when I was talking about that pass that Tasia made, I don't know what happened. I jumped, could not hit it, and then I landed on my fucking like right leg, and it's like sent just a big sting up my fucking calf.
See, some people would say that, you saw it got tied it up 18s, and you kind of just took yourself out of the equation as a whole.
Yeah, and people have been saying I've been faking the injury the whole time.
Yes, it's been a very big thing all season.
They can keep thinking that. It hurt, okay? There's no more else I can say. I didn't do that. I wouldn't just go out. I want to play the game. And but like, I understand them saying like, oh, he wanted to like just take a few minutes off. But like, I had no intention of going back in the game when that happened.
Because you guys picked up Maya at that point. And then at that point, in that heated of a game with that kind of run, the game ended with them hitting the most perfect spot I've ever seen, where Maya just couldn't get the ball up, and like it was just as close as the net as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up going to the chip. But
yeah, I've never seen those 4 players play that good. The only time I've seen Adam play that good was season 3 when he won the MVP
on black and white TV.
On black and white TV, but I haven't seen those players do that. But since you want to, there's this narrative that you want to push. I want to let you speak on that.
On what?
This narrative of someone who sells.
Oh,
you said you want to push a narrative.
I'm just defending my dog, my guy, Isaac Griffiths for show. Should have won league MVP. I understand y'all were 16-2. I understand that. But he got the finals MVP. He got the one that mattered.
Regular season award.
Yes. Dog in the playoffs. You know, everybody, the Griffo cell, this and that. Let's talk about the Sheedy cell. Let's talk
Cheaty
about that.
cell.
Let's talk about it. I mean, blowing a 15-5 lead has somebody who's well known as the best player, the best all around player in all of Coss, all time. Only like a couple people you can put up there with him. 5-time MVP, reigning MVP. Up 15-5 in a closeout game 3 to go to the chip. You just expect him to get it done.
That's kind of crazy when you say it like that.
You expect him to get it done.
Best player in the league, up 15-5, 6 point. You need 6 points to go to the final.
Up 15-5, home court advantage.
Now, again, I can't blame it all on him. I was on that team.
No, I'm not saying. I'll never put it on just one person. But we're talking about the GOAT, greatest of all time in the league. You expect him to take it over and get it done. Couldn't do it. Momentum. The other team had the momentum. Ham was rolling. Y'all couldn't stop the bleeding. I understand it. Team sport. But if we're going to bring up the Griffo cell for certain stuff, and what I saw Priest do, hit a spike out of bounds, hit it into the net, set other people up, it looked like he didn't want it. Looked like he didn't want the moment with the way he was setting other people up on his team. I'm looking at this guy, honestly, phenomenal talent. But if we're going to talk about the Griffo cell, the Sheedy cell is right up there with it. I understand the 5 MVPs. Only 2 rings to show for it, though.
And 0 finals MVPs.
I just think that needs to be put out there a little bit. Sheedy cell is definitely alive and well. But if we're going to put the same pressure on young Griffo, got to put it on pre-Sheedy for sure. Just as we know how good he is.
Oh, yeah. You know, and it has happened in the past. This isn't the first time that we've seen him play not to his best in the playoffs. You know, we've seen this before. It's not the first time. But again, you know, still, like we said, reigning MVP. We'll see what he can do in this season 18.
Hopefully
he can make up for it. Yeah. He has a new team where he has like 2 rookies and Maya. So,
but that can kind of lead us into the power rankings.
Oh, in season 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck. If you want to go ahead and list those off.
Yeah. So, all right, we did draft some new teams. Season 18, we did drop down to 9 teams. We had 10 last season. I will admit, I have been fucking with these power rankings a lot. I am not 100% confident. This is one of my least confident rankings. But here we go. At 9, I put the Zoalition. And we'll kind of stop here just to say something. We're going to just want to say something about Ethan Griffiths.
Yep.
Who did just retire from San Coss after 17 seasons in the league.
It's my go right there.
Did get drafted, you know, for the season on the Zoalition. And then, just retired.
We have seen people come back from retirement before.
Oh, of course. You know, this isn't, he's not saying he's gone forever, but he is gone for now. As of right now, he does end his career with 122-62 regular season record, which is pretty damn good. 3-time champion in season 1 with me. Come on up. Season 9 and season 13.
Season 9 was with me for sure.
Yeah. He is a 2-time MVP in season 1 and season 18. He won that season 1 finals MVP, and he's a 2-time All-Star and 1-time All-Cost first team. Very respectable resume.
One of the pioneers of
shout out to a great career. Yes. You know, I won that first ring with him, man. That first championship. Black and white TV.
Man.
That's just me and him.
Sad to see him go, but we've seen people come out of retirement before.
For sure.
We have somebody in Jason Ortiz coming out of retirement this season who was also on this team.
He was also on the Zoalition. So I do have them at 9 because they do lose Ethan. I understand they have a tier 1 sub, but they have Stolmeyer and, you know, Zoe and Jason. We don't know how Jason's going to play yet, so we'll see how that goes. But losing Ethan definitely does not help. No. At 8, we have Nah, which is Nick Smith, Austin, Adam, and Aiden, I think.
Which is turning into a tier 4 sub.
Is that what?
Yeah.
He's not playing either.
A little breaking news: he is a tier 4 sub.
God
We're just
damn
gonna
it.
throw that out there.
God
People
damn
dropping
it.
like flies in the league now.
All right. That's great. Cool. So Nick Smith, Austin, and Adam in the tier
Right.
4 sub. So I have them at 8. At 7, I have D's Balls, which is Haley Stewart, DT, Elazar, and Isabel. At 6, I have Chewbacca, which is going to be Priest, Lane,
Nolan
Nolan,
and Maya.
and Maya. Interesting team. That was I was really kind of messing with the Chewbacca. I didn't know where to put them. I put them at 5 originally. I actually messed with all these teams. These balls I've had all the way. I had them at 8. I had them at 6. I've been messing with them a lot.
Chewbacca is interesting because obviously Priest and Maya are very good. It's just they do have 2 rookies. Gotta see how they play.
Yeah. We have
So
no idea how they're going to
yeah,
be. So, and like Maya's only a second season in the league. So it's going to be weird. At 5, I have Stay Home, which is Sean, Giovanni, Tasia, and Alex Solbrig. I think they're going to be solid. I think Giovanni needs to have a really good season, and he needs to have a comeback season. Sean as well, honestly. He didn't have a great showing last season after that first week where he played really well. So he needs to step it up, I think. At 4, I have my team Stash and Dash with Will Reamsma, Megan, me, and Brennan. I think we're going to be fucking solid. I think we have a chance to make some real noise in the playoff. I think that's top 4 is going to be where the really good teams are. Like last season, we kind of saw it as 3. I think this one's kind of going to be 4 teams, starting with mine. At 3, I have the Titanic swim team, which is Will Snowball, Ben, Keyshawn, and Connor.
questionable name by the way. I don't know what we were thinking there in the lab in the group chat when we were coming up with names, but
I
questionable
kind of
name for
hate it,
show.
but
Yeah, a
you know,
little
it's
bit, a
whatever.
little bit,
I
a
kind
little
of
bit.
hate it. It's okay though. Keyshawn has a lot to prove coming off a bad season as well.
Mm.
Ben was third in MVP talks, third in MVP voting after missing week 1, I think.
And then Connor was in MIP talks.
Connor's MIP talks. Will's back after a little bit of sub action. So we'll see how that goes. At 2, I have Suck Some, which is your team, which is you, Hunter Kelly, Zane, in his first season back, and Haley Esther. Zane did win a championship in his only season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. And then at 1, I have Homie, which is Olivia, Monty, Holden, and Isaac Griffiths, which I think that team's going to be pretty nasty. Because like
Yeah.
Holden's, like I said, like Holden played really good in the playoffs. So did fucking Monty. And then you give them Olivia and Isaac like that. Yeah, that's gonna be a nasty team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I moved people around a lot. They really could be anywhere. But I think those top 4 teams are where it's gonna be the best.
And like, because I was a captain, just looking at like the draft and looking at all the teams, this might be the most even I've seen teams from 1 to 9
Yeah.
like ever. Because I think every team has their highs and lows for sure. Just looking at it preseason before we play, but definitely, I think snake draft switching to that format definitely is gonna make teams a lot more even than what it was originally.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't really have any problems with the power rankings, honestly. The only, like I said,
It's just like
Chewbacca hard to rank because of the 2 rookies. They obviously have 2 great players already. 2 rookies got
yeah.
to see what they're made of. Stay at Home has a lot of potential. Zoalishan with that tier 1 sub could still make some noise
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. It's like Zoalish and you could even like they could make some noise with the tier 1. Like if Adam keeps playing like he did in that playoff run, Adam was playing fucking amazing. So like if he just keeps it up and he also has Nick Smith by his side, they could
Yep.
I mean they could make some real fucking noise. D's Balls has a really good roster with like DT, Haley Stewart, Elazar. They got that's a good roster.
Yeah.
And they're at 7. So like I mean really at the end of the day, all these teams could be very, very good.
I mean, like last season we had Ham, who we put very low going into the
Exactly.
finals. So
Exactly. So like man, it's not the same anymore. You know, those we used to have a bunch of super teams where I could
you could
guess.
basically tell who's going to be in the finals.
I think I think it was the 3rd season of last year. I think I got it completely right with the power rankings because it was so uneven, honestly. Like the teams were crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we made Stranger Things sleeper run. Sleeper run should have did something.
man. But yeah, there's your power ranking season 18.
Mm. And then we can end this episode off with our award predictions like we did before the season last.
For sure.
Season 17. So season 18.
Oh fuck.
So
I
we
don't even
only
know who the rookies are.
So it's gonna be Nolan and Lane.
Are those the only two?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because it's supposed to be Aiden. Okay.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think Lane's gonna have it.
Nah. Give me Nolan. Give me Nolan to win Rookie of the Year. He's got that shit in the bag.
I disagree, honestly, but
we're gonna respect.
There's really not.
Again, I haven't seen either of them play volleyball, so there's not really much to talk about. At least with last season, we were able to see people in pickup beforehand in the training camp. We haven't seen these guys play, so
it's hard to really guess. They're coming into very hot weather for this week 1, so we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be interesting.
But as much as I'd love to see Nolan win, I'm gonna go Lane here.
For sure.
I've heard more good things.
Respect.
So MIP, I don't know. Are we going just top 2?
Yeah,
I only got 2 of them.
Yeah, I'll pick 2. You can
go. My runner-up. They're gonna say I'm dick riding. I don't care. Gotta go HK here. I mean, he's a champion. He's a winner for one. And on the team last season. Now, instead of him being more like playing his role, I feel like he's gonna definitely be more aggressive for sure. Because we had Isaac on our team who was in MVP talks, and then we really just bumped that spike. Everything went through either me or Isaac, but I feel like HK on this team's gonna have to be more aggressive for the most part. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was in MIP talks, but this is also my guy. They're going to say it's dick eating, blah, blah, blah. I have him as my runner up, whatever. I don't care because he's a winner. And he instills confidence in his teammates for sure. So I think I got him MIP talks for sure.
Respect. Okay. I'll do my 2. At 2, oh shit. You know what? No. Go your 1 real quick because now I gotta rethink this now.
All right, for sure.
Give me a second.
See, this number 1, there might not be a person in the league that needs this award more than this person right here. All the allegations, the trash thrown on this man's name, legend in the game. I got you. You got Nick Wynn here in a prime spot to win MIP. Dealt with some injuries last season. Seems like we're taking care of him now. And, just the trash been put on your name, honestly.
People have been talking crazy, bro.
Talking crazy about faking injuries. You're too scrappy for that. Too good of a player for that. And I got you number 1. I feel like you're in a prime spot on a good team to where you're not taking a full back seat.
Mm-hmm.
Think you're still going to be looked to. I think arguably you could be the second best player on this team. And I think you're going to shine a lot more than on a team like you had last season. And you're in a prime spot. I mean, kind of bottom of the barrel right now. In some people's eyes, me personally, I would never put you that low. Never put you that low.
Yeah, hey man, there were talks I was gonna be the last pick.
That's yes, crazy. Indeed.
I heard it.
But Megan saw your value. Because if you were available at my last pick, you know where you were going. So she saw the value. Turnaround season for Nick Gwynn. And if he's in MIP talks and he wins, I don't want to hear, oh, this was expected. He should be doing this. No, we know. A legend in the game. They don't want to talk about it. Legend in the game.
They don't remember it. No one remembers it.
Really, Carmelo Anthony of the league. They don't want to talk about you like that. They only want to bring up the bad, never the good.
Never the good, man. It's good. Nah. Thank you for that. Thank you, man.
Of course.
We're going to be working. It's going to be a good season. All right. I'll give you my top 2 real quick. At 2, I'm going to go Holden. Little switch up from last season, when I said he wouldn't do it.
Maybe edit. Look at him now.
Maybe edit. He beat my ass in a semifinal. He came back on my ass, and I'm going to put him in MIP talks. But I think, honestly, some of it's part of the team that he's on. He's still going to be with Monty, and then he has Olivia and Isaac, which is a very good supporting cast. and I think Holden has improved. And I think he played really well in that playoff run. If he can keep his body right, because I know he has hella injuries, man.
Been injury prone for sure.
He's so injury prone. Everything's hurt. So if he can just keep his body right, keep playing well, help this team out, if they can secure a top seed, I think he has a chance. And then at 1, see, I was gonna go Monty, but I don't want to do 2 people on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
So here I'm gonna go DT. Little sleeper pick. People don't really think about it because he's pretty damn good. But I think I'll just be honest. DT had a rough rookie season. Being traded twice, didn't have a good playoff day. I only know because I had to ref his games. No hate to you, DT, but he did not play very well. He had a rough series. So, him being a captain this season, he has Stewart with him. He has Alazar. He has Isabel. There's a good team around him. He's going to have to be the one. Stewart's like the perfect 2 for you to set up for you. So,
and then you got the reigning MIP.
You got the reigning MIP and Elzar, who's going to be a dog. He's scrappy. I think he's in a prime position because we all know DT is hella good. He can be hella good, and you're just playing a little rough. It was, I don't know, it's just a little weird with him and Giovanni because I think obviously Giovanni has to be the best on the team, and he just has to be the number 1. And I think DT has
Will Reamsta, who didn't play with that team until playoffs.
That whole team was just kind of off. They had a little weird chem, but I think DT will have more just space to grow and shine. Just be the best player. So that's gonna be my number 1 pick for MIP.
So I can hop into MVP. At my 2, I know you're not gonna have this person at 1 or 2, but I'm gonna go ahead and show some love. Somebody who I have, some would say, a vendetta against. Said I wasn't gonna pick her all summer. People said I needed her to win a chip. That's obviously not true anymore. But at 2, I'm going Olivia.
Wow.
Somebody that, regarded resume-wise, has the GOAT. Probably not player-wise, but resume-wise has the GOAT with 5 rings. But went out sorry last season, first-round exit. As somebody who is looked at number 1 all-time legacy rankings, went out kind of sorry. Game 3 in a blowout. Definitely see her eager to be a captain. Has Isaac Griffiths on his team, who is coming off a championship, playing with a ton of confidence. Monty and Holden, who are also in the finals. Both of them guys have a lot of confidence, but Olivia, she's going to be the glue that holds the team together. And I assume they're going to have a really good record. And I think if there's any girl to win MVP, it's her. There's never been a girl to do it. It would be very cool to see a girl win an MVP award. And I think Olivia's in a prime spot to do it with how good this team's going to be and the supporting cast around her. And just on a revenge season for sure, after going out sorry, like I said, in the first round in a blowout in game 3.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got her at 2.
Okay. At 2, for me, I'm going to go with Ben. Because I think Ben has a strong case. Like I said, he was in 3rd in MVP voting last season after only playing 2 weeks. Now he has a full season. I think he just has the potential. I think people want to vote for him. I don't know how to say
league favorite for sure.
He's a league favorite. People like Ben. They want to see him, win an MVP, I think. So I think he's going to play good. He has a good team with Keyshawn and Will and Connor. They should have a good record. We already know Will's going to be good at setting people up. You're going to have a good sidekick with Keyshawn. I think he has a chance to do it.
See, I love that pick. The only reason why I don't have Ben in mind is because could be a little bit of what we saw last season with me and Griffo being on the same team, kind of having that other alpha on the team in a way with Keyshawn can also make you obviously a better team, but we didn't care about individual awards. We cared about winning chips.
True.
So could be a little bit of that going on there because Keyshawn in his own right, I can see a bounce back season, especially on a way better team than he was last season, and Keyshawn's right. But very valid pick in Ben.
Who you got for 1?
See, I'm bouncing between 2 names, but I'm going to go Will Reamsta.
Yeah, that's my pick. All right.
But just when Will has been like there week to week, one obviously the best players in the league for sure. And now with the team that he has now, the team, everything's gonna really funnel through him. And he's
Yeah.
gonna really you guys are gonna go as far as he takes you guys, in my opinion. And one of the best players in the league can really do anything. He doesn't have a weak spot in his game. And I think definitely he is the first overall pick. So I definitely see him really having a strong MVP case because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be pretty good and everything's going to really go through him. But since that is your number one, some more love I want to give around. You know what?
Some honorable mentions.
Adam Borchard,
Mm-hmm.
he's on a team like last season where he needs to be him, he needs to be the guy. And I think he can definitely go into this next season with kind of the same play style as he did the season prior, where they went to the finals and they made a big time run. He's also playing with a lot of confidence. Wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, we have his team at 8 in the power rankings. We also had him that same spot, 9, 10 last year.
Yep.
In that last season, I mean.
Yep.
But
people are going to be looking at Adam more because of that playoff run that he made.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's definitely going to have more of a chance because, like, if you have your name talked about a little bit more going into it, you obviously have a better chance.
Yeah, but that's my like only honorable mention.
I like that. I like that. At 1, I also had Will Reemsma. So I think it's just like you said, everything's going to funnel through him. He's coming back full time now. I think like we were talking about a little bit about him and Giovanni, they just didn't really click great in that playoffs that I saw. I saw a lot of balls that were up in the air. I literally would watch them make eye contact with each other, trying to decide who was going to get it.
That also comes with not playing together.
Exactly. They didn't play together, and they're 2 number ones playing on the same team. It's kind of, and they also had DT, who's also, I think, like a 1.5 or something, who's trying to like get in there. It was just a lot. So I think he has a chance to, I mean, this team is going to go through him, and Megan and Brennan and I are going to set him up. So it's just if he can play well. My few honorable mentions for me. I'm still on that Giovanni train, man. If this team wants to do it, Giovanni is going to have to step it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he can. We've seen it in the past. We've seen him make a championship run before as the number 1. So I think he can do it. I guess another one should be Young Griffo. A little honorable mention. He could definitely do it. Just one of the more obvious ones that has a chance, just because he's coming off the season where he could have potentially won it. Just won the finals MVP. I think we could see it. If they do really good, we could definitely see Griffo win it, just because kind of like the Joel Embiid thing. Like he should have won it the past 2 years or like last year or something. So he wins it this year. So, we could see that happen for young Griffo.
Yeah, I agree with our honorable mentions. But yeah, my picks are going to be Olivia and Will Reemsta. Yours is going to be Ben and Will Reemsta, right?
Yep.
But yeah, that's all we have for this pod going
Yeah.
into season 18.
It's gonna be interesting. Another season it's gonna be hotter. It's gonna be hotter than it was last season. So fuck. People better get ready.
Facts. You want to wrap it up there?
Yep.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Barrel Talk podcast. Hope to see you in the future episodes.